All right. Good afternoon. Greetings. Dr. Jagede is my name again, and I want to speak on an important area which many people have been asking me, and this has to do with job descriptions. Many have been asking, what is the evolution of job descriptions? What are the best methods to adopt in describing or scripting job descriptions? And so the first thing to understand is that what is job descriptions, or we should first look at the word job and the description. So the word job is cut from work. Nobody says I'm going to my job place, but we say we are going to my workplace. So it means the entirety of what we do in the formal setting is work. And when you fragment it into components and portion, you have what they call jobs. Jobs. So your own portion, my portion is what you have as a job. And also from the job design, which is a component of organization design. Organization means organism, a system, a component, a full component. So that system has a lot of subcomponents. And part of those subcomponents where you have what we call jobs. So when you design for jobs for various classifications, accounting classifications, HR classification, so in all those job designs, then you come back to now begin to take each person role and responsibilities. And so when you now come out to identify what will be the role of Mr. A and Mr. B. So when you design a job and you say this is a job, that is to say a component, a job has three components. A job is made of what we call task, duties, and responsibilities. So these are the components of a job. So when you have substantive tasks and duties and responsibilities, then you have what you call full-fledged job. So a task is just one of the identifiable elements in a job. Now, when you design a job, and the question is, how do I know that a job is sufficient to be described? So then you now have a called job description. The description of the scopes, the scopes, the duties, the tasks, and the responsibilities in that job. So to describe means to drive or to substantiate the scope, the milieu, the components of that job. That's called descriptions. The difference between a job description and KPI is that a job description describes the job, a KPI measures the quantifications of the job. Now, on that job description, what are the four, at least there are more components that determines how do you design or validate a job description. There are four components that describes that. The first is called the organization design. What are we designed to do as a system? So from that design, you script the component role that person must perform. That's one. Two, the second one is what you call the role of the person, the job holder. If you are an existing organization, for example, and somebody is doing that thing, you ask him, what do you do? He will compare what the company designs, what the company expects with what he's doing. Because as he carries out this job, some elements and components will start coming, which were not originally part of the descriptions. So he will say, I do this thing in addition to what you give me. So the job holder has something to give you in as part of the descriptions of the job. The third is the supervisor. The immediate supervisor or manager also has expectations as the immediate recipient of the roles and responsibilities of that person, and that person has something to say. And finally, you benchmark with the industry. What are the people in the same industry or of the same job with that? What are they doing? Whether in the same industry or outside the industry. So you look at the externality and internality, and this enables you to form the component of describing a job. Now, many have been asking me that what should be the component of job descriptions? Well, there are various standards like ISO standard and also standards like a GMP, CGMP. But in best practices, what are the components that a job description should have? A valid job description. Now, number one, there must be the name of the job holder, Dr. Jegede. There must be an ID. ID means employee ID. The difference between ID and name is that more people can bear the same name, but they cannot have the same ID. ID is like a DNA of an identity of a person. So the ID of the employee follow. They may not be in this sequence. The third is the job title. Dr. Jegede, what's my title? Human Resource Manager. Then the next one is the grade. Dr. Jegede, that's my name. ID 0442. Then the job title, Human Resource Manager. What's my rank? Senior manager or manager. And the third one, the next one after the rank is we want to have things like the summary of the role. You summarize what that role entails. That this role entails the following this and this, and just a one paragraph summary. Then after the summary, then you now offer what you call the requirements. What are the requirements of this job in terms of skills, in terms of experience, in terms of years, boundary of years you are looking for. And then you have the next one is the job deliverable. The key job itself, the core function of that job should follow, as I said, not necessarily in this order. And then you now have another element like the internal contact person. Who will this person be working with? And then external contact person. For example, internal contact person, all staff, managers, employees, external regulatory, authorities, PENCOM or pension, custodians or banks or local governments or Ministry of Labor and Productivity. You have those one, and then you have the next one, which is what are the required tools and resources? It needs a car, a laptop, a CUG line. It needs to have an office, it needs to have a table, and then you now have the key metrics. What do you want to measure in this job? You state, and finally you have the signatories. Is the signatories the person signs that okay, I have read it, I understand it, and I comply. Then the next person, the supervisor, yes, I have been able to explain to this job that it's clear, and finally HR signs. So in three copies, he has a copy, the supervisor has a copy, HR has a copy. So thank you very much, and that's how a job description should be formatted. So you file a copy, he has a copy, and then the supervisor also has a copy. Thank you very much. Bye.